So how did this education system came to India? There were two groups of people, one known as the Orientalists and the other known as the Anglicists. The Orientalists believe that Indians should be given education in their native language. They also believe that British could learn from Indian culture and Indians could rediscover their own heritage. For them, this was a method to win the heart of the native people. Some Orientalists, such as William Jones and Henry Thomas, began translating ancient texts into English. They also studied the native languages such as Sanskrit and Persian. But not all officials shared these views. Many were in the strong criticism of the Orientalists. They said that the knowledge of the East was full of errors and unscientific thought. Some Anglicists, such as James Mill, was one of those who attacked the Orientalists and said that the aim of education ought to be teach what was useful and practical and not what the natives wanted or what they respected in order to please them and win a place in their heart. One of the most outspoken and influential of such critics of the time was Thomas Babington. He declared that a single shelf of good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. He also said that if Indians were taught English, they could read some great literature of the West. It was also a method of civilizing people, changing their taste, culture, and values. The Anglicists emphasized that introducing European ways of life to the Indians would change their taste and desire and create a demand for British goods, for Indians would begin to appreciate and buy things that were produced in Europe. Following Thomas Babington's minute, the English Education Act of 1835 was introduced. The decision was to make English the medium of instruction for higher education and to stop the promotion of Orientalist institutions like Calcutta Madrasa and the Benares Sanskrit College. These institutions were seen as temples of darkness that were falling of themselves into decay. The report of William Adam gives us an idea of how children were taught in pre-British times. William Adam was a Scottish missionary who had been asked by the company to report on the progress of education in vernacular schools. Now this man began touring Bihar and Bengal, and he produced a report on the same. He found out that there were 1 lakh pathshalas in Bengal and Bihar. These were small institutions with no more than 20 students each, but the total number of children being taught in these pathshalas was over 20 lakhs. The system of education was flexible. There was no fixed fee, no printed books, no separate school building, no benches or chairs, no blackboards, no attendance registers, no annual examinations. The students might be really happy over there, and no regular timetable. In some places, classes were held under a banyan tree in the lap of Mother Nature. Fee depended on the income of the parents. The rich had to pay more than the poor. Teaching was oral since there were no printed books. The Guru decided what to teach in accordance with the needs of the students. Also, the Guru interacted separately with groups of children with different levels of learning. Adam discovered that this flexible system was suited to the local needs. In this system, the classes were not held during the harvest time when rural children often worked in the fields. The pathshala started once again when the crops had been cut and stored. This meant that even children of peasant families could study.